Hello everybody. You all must have seen horse riders. Whenever a rider has to ride on the horse, he puts a saddle on the horse back and sits over the saddle and rides the horse. Now you may be thinking that why I am referring to this particular situation. Actually, I want to create a figurative relation between ourselves and riding. Actually, the technologies or technological things like Twitter, Facebook, television, computers, internet, all these things are in 21st century in the saddle and they ride human beings. They control their actions, they influence their actions, and we are not able to dispense them for a longer period of time, and it has a very serious effect on all of us. So without indulging into a circuitous discussion about all these things, we once again begin our work to make known our arcane talents to the world. Okay, so with this positive note, I will begin today's work. The first word for today is denounce. Denounce. Denounce means condemn, criticize. Example: the reform candidate denounced the corrupt city officers to have betrayed the public trust. The Prime Minister denounced the recent terrorist attacks in the United States. Two politicians denounce each other in the press, but in truth they actually like each other. Next word is depict. Depict. Depict means portray. Example: in this book, the author depicts the slave owners as kind and benevolent masters. In art paintings, there are two kinds of paintings: abstract paintings and the paintings which convey some message. Okay, so the later one depict a particular idea. Okay, another example: the events depicted in this film took place in Minnesota in 1987. Next word is deplete. Deplete. Deplete means reduce, exhaust. Example: we must wait until we deplete our present inventory before we order replacements. Another example: after I made my sandwich, my jar of peanut butter was completely depleted. Once the food items in the house deplete, we have to make new purchase. Next word is deplore. Deplore. Deplore means regret. Feel or express a strong condemnation of something. Example: although I deplore the vulgarity of your language, I defend your right to express yourself freely. Another example: I deplored when people don't make an effort to use grammatical sentences. I deplore your lack of effort. Next word is deploy. Deploy. Deploy means move troops so that the battle line is extended at the expense of depth. Now, whenever an armed troop has to cover a larger area, or have to wage war with a huge army, the line is extended. The number of soldiers are deployed in a longer line. Example, the general ordered the battalion to deploy in order to meet the offensive of enemy. Another example, the army deployed its troop in the foreign country. Next word is depose. D-E-P-O-S-E. Depose means dethrone, remove from office. Prime Minister deposed the MP due to criminal proceedings against him. The army attempted to depose the king and set up a military government. They deposed her from office, so she had to go home. Next word is deposition. D-E-P-O-S-I-T-I-O-N. Deposition means testimony under oath. Example, he made his deposition in the judge's chamber. Another example, Mary could not be present in the court, so her attorney read her deposition concerning the crime instead. Deposition is the natural process of laying down a deposit of something. Okay, in general science terms. Next word is depravity. D-E-P-R-A-V-I-T-Y. Depravity means corruption, wickedness. Example, the depravity of the tyrant's behavior shocked us all. Now, who is a tyrant? Tyrant is a cruel and oppressive ruler. Those who existed in early colonial times or pre-colonial times. Another example, when he spoke, I could hear the depravity in his voice. Depravity meaning wickedness or moral corruption also. Next word is deprecate. T-E-P-R-E-C-A-T-E. Deprecate means express disapproval of, protest against or belittle something. Example, a firm believer in old-fashioned courtesy, Miss Mary deprecated the modern tendency to address new acquaintances by their first names. Actually, in earlier times, the people liked to call people by their last names. Another example, do not deprecate their actions until you know the whole story. Next word is depreciate. D-E-P-R-E-C-I-A-T-E. Depreciate means lessen in value. Example, if you neglect this property, it will depreciate. Less spending made the value of many stocks depreciate. Now, if you are familiar with life insurance policies, the insurance of physical assets reduces with the passage of time. Physical assets like automobiles, vehicles, there is a reduction in the value of money offered as a insurance against accidents or other damage, because the quality of the product depreciates with the passage of time. Next word is depredation. D-E-P-R-E-D-A-T-I-O-N. Depredation means plundering. Now what is plundering? Stealing goods in time of war or civil disorder is called plundering. Example, after the depredations of the invaders, the people were penniless. Actually, in earlier times, many foreign rulers caused depredations in India. Next word is deranged. Deranged. Deranged means insane. In a state of mind which prevents normal perception, behavior, or social interaction. A person who is seriously mentally ill is called deranged. Example, he had to be institutionalized because he was deranged. Institutionalized means he is required to be admitted into a mental hospital. Another example, I am afraid that my behavior was a bit deranged when I found out that found out that the concert was sold out. Next word is derelict. Derelict. Derelict means neglectful of duty, abandoned. Example, the derelict remains of the battleship Arizona, sunk in 1941, remain in Pearl Harbor as a memorial. A corporeal who fell asleep while on watch was thrown into guardhouse for being derelict in his duty. Security guards are not required to be derelict during work hours. Next word is deride. Deride. Deride means scoff at, to show or express derision or scorn, or showing hate to others by making them realize to be inferior in comparison to you. Example, the people derided his grandiose schemes. The girls derided the new student because she didn't have the nice clothes they had. Next word is derision. Derison. Sorry, the spelling is Derision. Derision. It means ridicule, to make fun of. Example, they greeted his proposal with derision and refused to consider it seriously. Another example, you could hear the derision in her voice when she told him to take a hike. Next word is derivative. Derivative. Derivative means unoriginal, obtained from another source. Example, although her early poetry was clearly derivative in nature, the critics thought she had promise and eventually would find her own voice. The teacher liked it when the student used the derivative of the thrash word or words. Next word is dermatologist. Dermatologist. Now dermatologist, this word is constructed by etymological construction. Derma means skin and logy means study. So person who indulges in the study of skin and treats ailments of skin is called a dermatologist. So dermatologist is one who studies the skin and its diseases. Example, I advise you to consult a dermatologist about your acne. Acne is a teenage problem of most people. Another example, a dermatologist can help me to solve my skin cancer. Next word is derogatory. Derogatory. Derogatory means expressing a low opinion. Example, you should not make derogatory comments about her. After derogatory remarks about the principal were made, publication of school newspaper was suspended. Next word is descry. Descry. Descry means catch sight of. Example, in the distance we could barely descry the enemy vessels. Traffic signals. The red light in traffic signal is used as an indicator of danger because everybody can because it catches sight of everybody. So the red light has a descrying effect. Next word is desecrate. Desecrate. Desecrate means profane, violate the sanctity of. Example, the soldiers desecrated the temple. The soldiers desecrated the temple. Air and water pollution desecrate the environment. During World War II, many churches and synagogues were desecrated by the Nazis. Next word is desiccate. Desiccate. Desiccate means to dry up. Example, a tour of this smoke house will give you an idea of how the pioneers used to desiccate food in order to preserve it. Another example, the forest trees were desiccated by the blazing sun heat. Next word is desolate. Desolate. Desolate means rob of joy. Lay waste to, forsake. Example, the bandits desolated the countryside, burning farms and carrying off the harvest. The widow was desolate because her husband died. Next word is desperado. Desperado. Desperado means reckless outlaw. It is a kind of jungle rule. Okay, means no rule. Example, Butch Cassidy was a bold desperado with a price on his head. The desperado tried to escape jail. Next word is despicable. Despicable. Despicable means contemptible. Example, your despicable remarks call for no reply. He is really nice man, but as an actor, he plays those despicable characters so well. Next word is despise. Despise. Despise means scorn, looking at others with hate, or looking at something with hate or contempt. Example, I despise your attempts at a reconciliation at this time and refuse to meet you. I despise the way you look at her in everyday life. Next word is despoil. Despoil. Despoil means plunder. Example: if you do not yield, I am afraid the enemy will despoil the countryside. Another example: the factories despoil the air of oxygen with their sooty smoke rich in carbon dioxide. Another example: the dogs decided to conveniently despoil the wedding display just as the guests walked in. Next word is despondent. Despondent. Despondent means depressed, gloomy, lack of excitement or discouragement. Example: to the dismay of his parents, he became more and more despondent every day. After the fifth failed interview, he became quite despondent about his job search. Next word is despotism. Despotism. Despotism means tyranny, a kind of oppressive rule. Example: the people rebelled against the despotism of the king. Many early civilizations ruled with despotism, where the power being held by one person and all were to act like servants. Next word is destitute. Destitute. Destitute means extremely poor. Example: the costs of the father's illness left the family destitute. Another example: Shelley belongs to a very poor family, living sometimes in destitution. Destitution means leading a life where you do not have enough to eat, enough to wear, and not even roof over your head sometimes. Next word is desultory. Desultory. Desultory means aimless, haphazard, digressing at random. Example: in prison, Malcolm X set himself the task of reading through the dictionary. To him, reading was purposeful and not desultory. Actually, in earlier times, to learn and develop vocabulary, dictionary study was preferred. Okay, so the people who followed the dictionary, for them, it is it was purposeful, not desultory. Another example: for days and days, the desultory firing went on. It seemed like the war would never end. Next word is detached. Detached. It means emotionally removed, calm and objective, indifferent. Example: a psychoanalyst must maintain a detached point of view and stay uninvolved with her patients' personal lives. This is cited to inform people who are at high risk of detached retina, a medical state. To succeed in life, it is sometimes required to lead a detached life, to dispense those things you love the most. Next word is determinate. Determinate. Sorry. Determinate. Determinate. Determinate means having a fixed order of procedure. Invariable. Example. At the royal wedding, the procession of the nobles followed a determinate order of precedence. In the procession of Jagannath Puri, the priest follows a determinate procedure of rituals. Next word is deterrent. Deterrent. Deterrent means something that discourages. Something that discourages. So, example for this is, does the threat of capital punishment serve as a deterrent to potential killers? Another example, he was told if he did that again, he would be punished. So the threat acted as a deterrent. A deterrent is anything that dissuades or impedes something. Next word is detonation. Detonation. You all must be familiar with this word. Detonation means explosion. Example, the detonation of the bomb could be heard miles away. The detonation of the bomb seemed fast approaching and inevitable. Next word is detraction. Detraction. Detraction means slandering, casting blames, aspersions. Example, he is offended by your frequent distractions of his ability as a leader. Another example, he is my main detractor, but I will prove I am right. Okay, so this was the last word for today.